everybody, welcome to another build video from Toomba. This one's a stamina nightblade for PvP. All my builds are for PvP, of course. This one, though, is my first ever double bow build. I've never done a double bow build. Thought it'd be fun to try out, be that little bow-tato out there in Cyrodiil just plucking away. This one's Vampire, and this build video goes out to Voldrick out there from Conquest 2. He wanted to know if Vampire is viable in Cyrodiil on a stam tune. I said yes. Yes, I have this build here that uses it, and I know for a fact this is not the only stam build that can use Vampire well and effectively. This one's designed, you're supposed to stay at stage 4 with this one, which does mean you get all the benefits of being a vampire, which means you take reduced damage when you're under 30%, and if you sprint for 3 seconds straight, you turn invisible. You don't have to cloak the nightblade. You just sprint, and you're good at sprinting. You're in full medium almost. You got just one piece of heavy. Nope. This guy's full medium. Yep, full medium. Yep. So yeah, here's the gear. 5-piece marksman and 5-piece swamp raider. Swamp raider is important. You get a ton of damage. Tons of damage. Nearly 600. I'm pulling out. I've got 2 purple rings, so 2 purple items sort of gimping me, keeping me from getting the max out of that swamp raider 5-piece trait. It's okay. I just wanted to test the build out and see if it was viable. It totally is. Absolutely is. So I've got an infused weapon damage, right? That's nice. These other 2 are weapon damage robust. My max stam is 32 if I had my way. I'm low on transmutes right now. I would make infused maybe 1 bloodthirsty, but infused for sure. 2-piece infused weapon damage. That's what you want. You want it to look just like that. 2-piece infused weapon damage, maybe 3 on the jewels. In going infused is going to help that initial burst. Anything from the top, and it still helps you when the enemy's near the bottom. But bloodthirsty does help you, gives you more damage when you're in execute phase and you're trying to finish something off. Which, of course, you need to if you want to get kills, but infuse still helps you when they're low. Just saying. Anyways, here's the key to the bow build. This is it. The key to the bow build is this. The Batashran's point blank snipe set. The Batashran bow increases the damage you do with snipe the closer you are to your target, and that changes the whole way that the bowtard plays, because the bowtard usually stays at a distance, just plucks away at a safe distance. This guy does not. He tries to sneak up close to the target and get a gank in. Just hit him with so much damage. I have seen snipes from this build here that hit as hard as 30k plus. 30k from a snipe. 30k. You can get about 18, 20 to 22k regularly. 24k, 25k, sure, no problem. It really just depends on the target you're hitting. How much resistance they have, how you line up your shots, were you fully buffed up, everything. Everything matters. Okay, the back bar is Master's Perfected Bow. So the target you hit with your poison inject, you're going to do more damage to, because you've got an increased amount of damage on that target, right? So I've got infused divines on all of these pieces. I've got 2 pieces infused just to pump up my stam. Everything else is divines. It's pure damage. You're designed to you're not taking hits on this build. If you're taking hits, you're gonna die if you take too many. You can take some, yeah, for sure. You can take a couple licks, but you have to be quick. You gotta be good to get out quickly, and this is why on the back bar you've got this skill here, Phantasmal Escape. It's snare removal and major evasion, right? So this is one of your buffs. This one's designed to keep you alive. Don't hit that going into combat, really. Hit that when you need the snare removal. I would suggest that. It's going to give you 3 seconds of immunity to snares, and a vigor, and a dodge, and sprint, sprint, sprint. You will cloak. Okay, that's how it works. That's how it works, alright? So you get hit, you get up, hit Phantasmal Escape, Vigor, Dodge Roll, Sprint. Sprint, and you can't be snared, you can't be mobilized. You're going to be healing a little bit from the Vigor, and within 3 seconds you're cloaking. You're getting cloaked. Now, that's not perfect because you can take a dot damage, while you're cloaking like that, and it'll pull you out. But you can always cloak again on the front bar. Okay, so here's how the rotation works. This is how you kill things, right? So you got Relentless Focus, which is a buff that you can sort of stack. It's got a long duration. You hit that skill, it's a buff. You hit it, and for 60 seconds, your light attacks are gonna, you stack up to 5 of these things. Each light attack or heavy attack is gonna give you 1 stack, and you can get 5 of them. It's gonna increase your crit damage done and your crit healing. And if you get 5 of them, you get the spectral bow that you can fire, which also is disease damage. What do you know? This is why we're wearing Swamp Raider. Everything you're doing, poison injection, incap, lethal arrow, killer's blade. The Dawnbreaker isn't there for you to use ever, really, but yeah, and that would be the one thing that doesn't make or doesn't use poison or disease damage. So just don't use it. Everything you're using in this rotation does poison or disease damage. That's why Swamp Raider is perfect for this. The Dawnbreaker's there just to give you a buff to doing with the snipe, right? So that gives you an extra chunk of weapon damage, right? Increase your weapon damage by 3% for having the Dawnbreaker on there. And you've also got Camouflaged Hunter from the fighter skill tree on there as well. This, I don't know if you've used this before. Well, that, when you toggle it on, starts ticking away at your health more and more as time goes on. You can't keep that toggled on indefinitely. It kills you. But when you turn it on, you get a massive chunk of damage, and then you let loose that lethal arrow, and you probably won't even have to use Killer's Blade, but you should try, because it's, 5 meter range, it's a melee, and it's insane execute damage to anything that's under 25%. Just delete it. Gone. Forget about it. Shadowy Disguise is going to give you a guaranteed crit strike, so try and get a Shadowy Disguise off right before you use the lethal arrow. So yeah, here's what it looks like. So you come up behind someone nice and quiet, and don't use the Reaper's Mark always, but you can. It doesn't take you out of stealth to put sorry, that's the wrong morph. Reaper's Mark is not the one you want. You want the morph that reveals people from stealth. And this also, Reapers, or the mark target, that is the, it's the most disposable skill you have. If you want to change something on this bar, go with something like Fear, Hysteria. Yeah, you swap that for this. Makes you more defensive. You can fear someone get away, or put Shadow Image on there, which would be a safer bet if you expect to be in, or you want to be super trolly. That's what you do. You do Shadow Image. If you want to absolutely make sure something dies, you want Mark Target. So, because that's a huge buff. That's Major Breach. It's Major Breach. That's what you need. If you really need the penetration, that's what you want. That's what I chose. I've been testing things. I do think that Major Breach is very nice when you do run into something that you didn't kill initially. So anyways, you sneak up behind somebody, you hit them with poison injects, and quickly swap bars. Now you can, if you want to, sort of announce that you're there, and hit them with incap. preferably when you've got 120 ult and it stuns them, okay? That would be the only time I would use the in-cap. Otherwise, just don't use it, unless if you're like brawling at that point, right? Which would mean like I just wouldn't do it. I'd be trying to like escape and reset, right? That's what I'm thinking. So hit him with poison inject, swap ours, cloak. Let's hope they didn't see that you were there, right? You hit Sated Fury, and you go for the snipe. You don't ever have to use Camouflage Hunter. It's just there to give you Weapon Crit and Miter Berserk. Alright? Lethal Arrow. One of these should be enough. And then Killer's Blade to finish them off. If you're at point blank range and you hit them with that, fully buffed up, you're gonna do some serious damage. And I should tell you, this build is not useless from range. Your snipes are still great. They're still great damage snipes because you got Marksman and Swamp Raider, both good bow sets, right? Now I do have other setups on this guy. One of them I can't even do a build video before, well, because check this out. He's using the Marksman's Maul, which has been discontinued. Zos took away all melee weapons from the Marksman set. But I was using Marksman and Automaton, one-piece monster from 2 different sets, just to buff the damage. And the goal was to use the other morph of Lethal Arrow, the other morph of Snipe, the one that's physical damage. I had a build that was just full physical damage I was doing. Ambush is physical, Surprise Attack is physical, Executioner is physical. The in-cap would not have been physical. The bow abilities here would not have been physical. But, and oh, the trap would have been, but this build here is really good for brawling. And it's just designed to, like, weaken them from the bow, from range. You just weaken them down a bit, and then you swap to the, you know what I would do now, seeing this here, is, well, the other morph of lethal, keep that, the snipe, but ditch the poison injection and go with draining shot. That's what I would do. And that would be like another heal that you could use. So you could hit them with the draining shot and keep the vigor rolling to heal back to full. Put the trap down, dodge, and you know, put that in a choke. They have to hit the trap if they want to catch you, and that's gonna do damage to them and buff you up. This is a nasty build. And you could do Vamp on this too. Let's see, what else do I have here in this arsenal? Yes, let's see. Here's another build. This is the crit hits build, I call it. I'm using mechanical acuity. One-piece monster for penetration. I'm using the torque of tonal constancy, and that's my one piece that I get recovery from. I just do that one piece of recovery right there, and then everything else is damage. I got mechanical acuity, infused weapon damage on the jewels, and sheer venom. So you get the sheer venom proc, which you use poison injection to apply, and the draining shot you use to heal yourself back to full, like I was saying earlier. And the similar defensive setup like I showed you with the trap and the bigger mass hysteria is the way to go for this one. And I don't know if you've ever used mechanical acuity, but it's absolutely dirty for the 5 seconds that you've got 100% crit chance. You're going to get a crit. So with this build, you don't want to put anything into having extra crit, because you're just going to put points into trying to buff up the crit damage that you're doing, right? So yeah, you wouldn't do a one-piece monster of crit. You would. Sheer venom doesn't have any traits that are weapon crit. You don't do that. No precise on your stuff. You've got just sharpened. Got a thing I charged on that. Alright. And then, yeah, this is what the front bar looks like for the dual wield. Here's why I'm doing dual wield. The thing about this build is you've got to be you pop potions like crazy with this guy, because dual wield and bow, neither of those trees come with major brutality, so you're always popping these. Well, there's a couple options. This one here, I've got. Yeah, this is what I would usually use. Oh wait, no, that's not weapon damage. Yeah, okay, this is what I would do. Major expedition, major brutality, stamina. You can, I believe, alternatively, I don't think I have them here, do max health, max stam, and weapon damage. Well, of course, you must definitely have the weapon damage. Gotta have the weapon damage on the potion, because you gotta hit that potion before you go in. And the skills work like such. You ambush to your target, you hit it with rending slashes, use shadowy disguise at will, guarantee a crit strike if you want, or save your magicka because it's kind of a precious resource. You don't have tons of magicka. You might need that to get away. And surprise attack. And as a nightblade, you're always trying to flank your targets. Whirling blades, because well, it's an execute. That's very important. What people do every single time, magicka build or stamina build, doesn't matter what they are, when they know they're going to die or they're about to die, they dodge. That's what they do, they dodge. Everybody. They dodge and try to heal. Dodge and heal. And then block, maybe. If they're not running, yeah. But everybody dodges. Right up at that point when they realize, oh, I'm 30%, I'm going to dodge and vigor. That's what they do every time. But this is a pretty straightforward rotation with the poison injection, master, or the weapons here. The master's dual wield. I have one axe and one mace. And so you back bar the sheer venom, you see? Sheer venom's only up 5 piece on the back bar. You're down to 3 traits when you're on the front bar. That's okay. You get the proc off with the poison inject on the back bar, and you swap to the front where you got the master's dual wield, where your twin slashes deals extra damage. And it'll snare your target, helping you stay on top of them. Alright. Yeah. Vamp 4. It's pretty awesome. You can just become invisible by sprinting. Like so. Invisible until you stop sprinting. It's pretty cool. And when you come out of invisibility, which can also be your cloak, when you come out of that, you've got an extra 300, I believe. 300, or was it 320? Nope, yep, just 300 weapon and spell damage for 6 seconds. And at stage 3, you take reduced damage when you're low. At stage 4, you get that reduced cost of sprint, which is nice on a stamina nightblade. And you can absolutely do vampire on pretty much any stam class. Some I wouldn't do it on. Warden I wouldn't do it on, probably. I would do it on DK or Stamsork more than I would do maybe even Stamina Templar. Or definitely Stamina Necro I could see more than any other thing than Nightblade. But Nightblade just benefits from Vampire, I think, more than anything else. Yeah. Alright, that's it. Let me know if you've got any questions. Put it in the comments below. Thanks.